Hi there, folks. Today is week 4 of 6, Believing It's Possible. And I hope you've been enjoying the journey up until now. I really have been enjoying doing it because it has had an impact on my life, and I hope it's had an impact on yours. Please keep the feedback coming. And also, if you've got any questions at the end of this video, there is my email address. And I'm also asking, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. And what I'll be doing is, besides this journey, I will also add little tips, what we call it, minute to win it. Practical tips that we can apply to our lives when it comes to time management, project management, writing, and also relationships. Okay, so let's get started with a little video with it's Ellen Brockovich. I found this a very useful way of demonstrating what we call expectancy theory.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much. Bye. Oh, what's up?
I have your bonus check.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I want you to be prepared. The figure's not exactly what we discussed.
Why not?
Because after careful consideration, I felt that figure was not appropriate. Although you may not agree, you have to trust my experience and
Trust?
judgment.
You want me to trust you? Do me a favor, Ed. Don't use big words you don't understand.
It's a complicated issue, Aaron. You're not
I did a job.
lawyer.
You should reward me accordingly. It's not complicated. You know what? That is the problem. All you lawyers do is complicate situations that aren't complicated. Do you know why people think all lawyers are backstabbing, blood-sucking scumbags? Because they are. And you know, I cannot believe that you were doing this to me now when I'm up to my in Kettleman plaintiffs, which, by the way, looks like it's going to be double the amount that we had in Hinckley. And you expect me to go out there, leave my kids to be looked after by strangers, knock on doors, get these people to trust you with their lives, and the whole time you're me. I want you to know something, Ed. It is not about the number. It is about the way my work is valued in this firm. It's about how no matter what I do, you're not...
As I was saying, I decided that the figure you proposed was inappropriate, so I increased it. Do they teach beauty queens how to apologize? Because you suck at it.
Okay, so what we saw in this video with Ellen Brockovich is that we respond to events based on what the brain expects to happen. And this is normally based on prior experiences and life events. Why this is a problem and causes trouble in our lives is because if we had a bad experience in the past, we are more likely to react in a certain way when presented with the same situation. And this is particularly the case in where we have had expectations and they weren't met. So we then apply expectancy theory again and expect the worst to happen. A good example is a relationship. You were in a relationship, you were hurt because someone actually betrayed you, and the chances are that you will expect the same behavior of the next person. Here's what's going to happen. You are going to behave in exactly the same way. You are going to be checking his text messages or checking her text messages, checking where they're going, because of your experience before and your expectations that the results are going to be exactly the same. When we let a lack of self-confidence and prior experiences control our decisions, we act a certain way and get a negative outcome. But what if instead you intentionally held positive expectations in your mind? You could achieve exactly what you want much more easily. There are 2 roadblocks that hold us back from achieving our goals and making good decisions. The first one is fear of what we don't know. What will it take to get me from here to there? How will I make ends meet in the meantime? Those questions will discourage you if you let them. But all those details will fall into place if you believe in your goals and believe in yourself. The second roadblock is what you think you know that just isn't true. Think about that. Could a lot of what you think you know actually be wrong? Relying too much on your own knowledge and experiences without questioning your assumptions is a slippery slope. You need to learn the real facts and use this information to become a possibility thinker. Your mind is an amazing instrument. You can let it absorb bad or damaging information, or you can train it to produce positive thoughts. Well, one of the things we've been doing through this program is using affirmations. You know that taking responsibility and being in control of your life is integral to achieving your goals. And you also know that you have the power to learn and unlearn thought patterns and responses at will. Only you can decide what you will accept and what you will block from your mind. So it's up to you to avoid negative and incorrect data. This is truly a profound statement by Napoleon Hill. You see, it's all well and good to practice positive thinking and self-motivation, but without truly believing anything is possible, you won't get very far because you need to take certain actions. Let's say you've been working toward a promotion for the last year or two, and you muster up the confidence to speak to your manager. You are confident in your ability and expect a positive outcome, only you don't get one. What is important here is not to become discouraged. Remember that although you believed in yourself and expected a different outcome, you are no worse off than the day before. You haven't really lost anything. Being confident and expecting a positive outcome is not the same as instant gratification. If you're expecting an unequivocal yes for every question you ask, you're off target. So here's our homework for this week. Whenever a difficult situation or negative thought enters your mind, write it down. Write down what you are thinking, why it's a problem, and what has caused it. Then break these thoughts down into smaller parts and reimagine them as positives. Now put the pieces back together and create a new positive statement that helps you believe what you want is possible. I've put this example in for a few of my single female friends, but it gives you an example of how to handle this thought process, moving from negative to positive. Here are 2 affirmations for this week that are linked to believing that things are possible. Again, I want to say thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope that you are going to put the principles into practice. As I said, if you don't work the principles won't work. And next week, join me for a session on believing in yourself. This is specifically relevant if you need to work on self-confidence and self-esteem. I look forward to hearing from you, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can get updates and also get indications if there are new videos on other issues. It is for free, and feel free to send me an email or message me if you've got any questions. Thank you so much.